Good morning, Emily. I hope you're doing well today.
Good morning, Mr. John. I'm doing great, thank you. How about you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Today, I thought we could discuss something that many English learners find challenging: pronunciation. Have you faced any difficulties with pronunciation in your language learning journey?
Oh, definitely. Pronunciation has been one of the trickiest parts for me. Sometimes I feel like I'm not being understood clearly.
That's completely normal, Emily. Many English learners encounter pronunciation challenges. One common issue is the difference between certain sounds in English in your native language. Can you think of any specific sounds that you find challenging?
Yeah, for sure, the TH sound is quite challenging for me. And I often mix up words like think and sink.
That's a common challenge, Emily. The TH sound can be tricky. One exercise to improve it is to practice tongue twisters containing words with the TH sound. For example, try saying Theo, through, three, thick, things repeatedly.
That sounds like a fun exercise. I'll definitely give it a try. Are there any other common pronunciation difficulties you think I should focus on?
Another common challenge is with vowel sounds. English has a variety of vowel sounds that may not exist in your native language. Pay attention to the difference between short and long vowel sounds. For instance, the difference between bit and beat.
I've noticed that too. It's hard to catch those subtle differences sometimes. What can I do to work on improving my vowel sounds?
Practice minimal pairs, which are pairs of words that only differ by one sound, such as ship and sheep. Listen carefully to the differences and repeat them. Also, try to mimic native speakers by watching movies or listening to podcasts.
Great tips! I'll make sure to incorporate those exercises into my routine. Do you have any advice on stress and intonation?
Absolutely, Emily. Stress and intonation play a crucial role in conveying meaning. Practice stressing the correct syllables in words and varying your intonation in sentences. Reading aloud and recording yourself can be helpful.
Recording myself is a good idea. I can compare it to native speakers and see where I need improvement. Thanks for the suggestion. Is there anything else you recommend?
One more thing to focus on is linking words in connected speech. English speakers often connect words together, and it can be challenging for learners. Try to pay attention to how words flow together naturally in conversations.
I've noticed that too, especially when people speak quickly. I'll work on that aspect as well.
Pronunciation is a gradual process, so be patient with yourself. Consistent practice is key.
How often would you recommend working on pronunciation exercises?
I would suggest incorporating pronunciation exercises into your daily routine. Even dedicating just 10 to 15 minutes a day can make a significant difference over time. It's about building a habit and gradually improving.
I'll make it a point to include pronunciation practice in my daily language learning schedule. Are there any online resources or apps you would recommend for additional support?
There are several excellent resources available. Websites like Forvo or the British Council's Learn English have audio clips with native speakers pronouncing words. For apps you might find Speeches or Elsa Speak helpful, they provide feedback on your pronunciation and offer targeted exercises.
Oh, I haven't tried those yet. I'll check them out for sure. Having feedback on my pronunciation sounds really beneficial. Speaking of feedback, is it a good idea to ask native speakers for feedback on my pronunciation?
Absolutely, Emily. Native speakers can provide valuable insights. Join language exchange programs, online forums, or language meetups to connect with native speakers. They can offer constructive feedback. and correct any pronunciation errors you might not be aware of.
That's a great suggestion. I'll look into finding language exchange partners. It sounds like a fun and practical way to practice. Now, when it comes to accent reduction, is that something I should actively work on, or is having an accent okay?
That's an interesting question, Emily. Having an accent is perfectly normal and it adds character to your language. However, if clear communication is your primary goal, reducing a strong accent might be something to consider. It's a personal choice, and there's no right or wrong answer. It depends on your comfort level and the level of clarity you want to achieve.
I see. I think I'll aim for clear communication while embracing my unique accent. Finding that balance sounds like a good approach. Before we finish, I was wondering about the role of cultural exposure in improving pronunciation. Does being immersed in English-speaking environments or cultures have a significant impact?
That's an excellent point, Emily. Cultural exposure can indeed enhance your overall language skills, including pronunciation. When you immerse yourself in English-speaking environments, you naturally absorb the rhythm, intonation, and nuances of the language. Watching movies, listening to music, and engaging with native speakers can provide valuable cultural context, making your pronunciation more authentic.
That sounds like a fun way to learn. I enjoy watching English movies, so I'll make sure to pay more attention to the language aspects in addition to the storyline. Speaking of immersion, is it beneficial to practice pronunciation with native speakers, even if it's through online platforms?
Absolutely, Emily. Online platforms offer a convenient way to connect with native speakers around the world. Language exchange websites, video calls, and language learning communities provide opportunities to practice with real speakers. The more exposure you have to different accents and conversational styles, the more confident and adaptable you'll become in your own pronunciation.
That's good to know. I'll explore those online platforms and see if I can find language exchange partners. Now, I've heard about the importance of mimicking native speakers. But is there a risk of sounding too robotic or losing my individual voice?
It's a valid concern, Emily. While mimicking native speakers is beneficial for improving pronunciation, it's essential to maintain your individual voice and personality. Don't be afraid to inject your unique style into your speech. The goal is to be understood clearly, not to completely erase your personality from your language expression.
I will, Mr. John. Thank you for your support. I'm looking forward to applying these tips and seeing progress. Have a wonderful day.
You too, Emily. Best of luck with your language learning journey. Don't hesitate to reach out if you ever have more questions. Take care.